Don't look now, but the former Notre Dame All-American is already turning heads on the NFL level. Let's talk about how Xavier Watts could be one of the biggest steals in the 2025 NFL Draft. Ryan Roberts from A to Z Sports, breaking down everything Notre Dame football. Folks, it's the quiet time of the offseason on the college level, obviously. We're approaching a dead period in the recruiting side as well, so just not a lot to talk about from a team perspective. But as we know, the NFL is already kicking up. We've had rookie minicamp. They're going to work into OTAs here. And a lot of excitement around the NFL because as of right now, every team is 0-0 and they have a chance to have a tremendous 2025 season. Optimism is on an all-time high. And I want to talk about a former Notre Dame star who's already turning heads in rookie minicamp and now moving into the OTAs. Want to talk about former All-American safety Xavier Watts, who folks around the Atlanta Falcons and that area of the country are raving about what Watts has already shown early on with his time with the team. Of course, most Notre Dame fans probably aren't super surprised about that, having seen what Watts was able to do the last 2 years after switching over from wide receiver to the safety position full-time. 13 interceptions, All-American pick over the last 2 years, and one of the most dynamic defenders in all of college football. Now, for whatever reason, and the reason mostly centered around the athletic testing that he put out at his pro day, which was solid but unspectacular, and he's just kind of phrased and labeled a player that is not a dynamic athlete and wins more with his mind, which is honestly a fair assessment. The best things that Xavier Watts does is with his mental processing, his diagnostic skills, and his ability to create turnovers with his great ball skills, which makes sense with his career starting as a wide receiver. But he falls to the 96th overall pick in the third round, and the Atlanta Falcons got an absolute steal, it appears, early on in this process. The thought of having Jesse Bates III, who is one of the most talented ball hawks in the entire NFL, and a dynamic weapon, over 20 interceptions already in his 7-year career, having him now with a Xavier Watts next to him, I think is going to be the perfect mesh of styles. While Jesse Bates is more of the true free safety type, you're going to rotate him more to the middle of the field and ask him to play with range from the middle of the field to the hash, eventually the sideline. Xavier Watts is much more of a too-high guy that is going to come down and is going to rob short passing windows. A guy that really likes to be anticipatory and to close those windows quickly, close those passing lanes, and ultimately create a long list of turnovers. And I think having Jesse Bates being able to roll back, allowing Xavier Watts to roll forward, that could become a dynamic duo. But my major question is here for the chat, is anybody shocked that Xavier Watts is already proving to be not only a tremendous value, but one of the bigger undervalued players in the 2025 class? Folks, put in the chat right now, what are your expectations for Xavier Watts as a rookie, in the NFL? Defensive Player of the Year? Starter? Throw in a box score for me. How many tackles? How many interceptions? Want to hear from you all right now in the comment section. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe button on the way out. And as always, go Irish.